Good afternoon. Welcome to Cloudy with a Chance of Learning. Bill Taylor here in the Ken's 5 Digital Center. Jessica Adams, Senior Animal Care Specialist, San Antonio Zoo, joining us live. How are you today, Jessica? Happy Friday.
I'm doing very well. Happy Friday to you too.
We cannot thank you enough for these exciting and awesome Friday field trips. We've got all our permission slips signed. We're all ready to go. Our brown bag lunch, right? So tell us where we are today.
So today we're checking out our cassowaries. We have two southern double-wattled cassowaries here at San Antonio Zoo. Behind me is our female, and then next door is our male. He is somewhere, he's hanging out right behind that bush right there. He's that black dot right there.
I see him, yeah, I could see him kind of hiding a little bit. Now, what is a cassowary?
So a cassowary is a member of the ratite group. The most commonly known ratite is the ostrich. So it's a group of large flightless birds. There's 5 members. There's the ostrich, cassowaries, emus, rheas, and kiwi bird. And all of those birds cannot fly.
I was just going to get on that. A flightless bird. You know, I remember one time when I was doing it was out at a sanctuary a long time ago. I was doing a story about an ostrich, and you could feel like where those wings were or are, right? I mean, I guess "are" is the best term because they're currently there. And, you know, it's interesting, like, did they once fly or will they someday fly, or are they just there for, you know?
That I cannot answer. With ostriches, they have a pretty big wing that they use for display purposes. Cassowaries, on the other hand, have a very small vestigial wing, which if you know how a feather looks, it has that middle stem of the feather that's pretty like hard, and then it has all the the soft stuff off the sides.
Right.
Their wing feathers are basically just that middle stem. So it's more like the closest thing would be like to a porcupine quill. It's that thick middle part of the wing, so the feather.
Right.
So they have really primitive wings, not anywhere near to being able to use them to fly.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. Well, thank goodness, because they're really big. I mean,
yeah.
Now,
The males can be like between 5 to 6 feet tall, and the females are bigger than the males, and they'll be around 6 feet tall. They can, if they stand upright, they can be closer to 7 feet probably.
So tell me about what you have. Some props there to show us a little bit about what.
So we were just talking about their feathers, and I don't have a wing feather for a cassowary, but this is what their body feathers look like, and you can see that it actually has a common tip, and then it splits out, and so they're really light feathers. They're oily to help them because they live in the rainforest, so this will help keep them dry in that really wet and humid environment. And then also will help when it mats together, like you have lots of them all piled up on each other, it will protect them from like thorny branches and stuff like that. But it's not a flight feather used like other birds do to give them aerodynamics. These feathers are not very aerodynamic.
They look so thin. I mean, it just, you know, incredibly thin compared to what a feather, you know, you'd normally expect, right?
Yeah, it's more closely to what like a down feather will feel like on a bird. So it's again, they have a very primitive feather along with their primitive wings. So they're a very primitive bird in general as far as their biology goes and how they evolved. Then some of the other props that I have is this is actually a cassowary egg.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. So pretty big size. You can see how it compares to the size of my hand. It's a green egg. When this egg was laid, it was about the color of my shirt. So they do fade over time. This egg is about 3 years old. Just like with chickens, we buy chicken eggs at the store and they're infertile. So that's why we'll consume them and stuff. This egg was laid when she wasn't anywhere near a male. So there was no baby, no chick in it. It was never fertilized. But she just lays the eggs when it's her season. So we did blow it out, so there's no contents inside of it. And then we just kept it as a biofact to use to educate people and show people what cool eggs they have. Now, in comparison, hold on, I gotta get somebody to hold the camera. You got
Yeah,
it?
no worries. I was gonna say, how you gonna do this?
Woo! You got it?
There you go.
So this is an
Oh,
ostrich egg.
oh wow.
So you can see the size of the cassowary egg compared to the ostrich egg. The ostrich egg is your largest egg that's laid by any existing bird species. There was a bird that laid a larger egg than the ostrich egg, but that bird is extinct now.
That was the pterodactyl, right? Yeah.
No, it was oh my gosh, what I just went out of my head what kind of bird it was.
See, I threw you off. I'm
Not the
sorry.
moa. No, it's okay. But the egg was much larger than this. It's actually the largest egg that could ever actually exist based on the size, the thickness of the shell, and the volume inside. So, but ostrich egg, largest egg currently in existence, and then our cassowary egg. So I'm going to set these down so that the person helping me doesn't have to keep holding this camera.
Absolutely. Now, I'm wondering, the
There we
cassowary
go.
itself, is that what we're seeing next to that light green bush over your shoulder?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
she's got that black coloration with the blue head, and she's standing next to her bamboo and her food bowl right now.
And in the
This
shade.
is our female. Yeah, exactly. This is our female Apples. And then, like I said, we have our male Wilmer. He's over there also in the shade. Cassowaries tend to be crepuscular, which means they're more active during dawn and dusk. So once it gets hotter in the day, they're going to find a shady spot to hang out and stay cool.
That is so cool. Now, what is the difference mainly in the, you said the females get a lot larger. What are the life expectancy as far as that's concerned?
So cassowaries can live to be about 40 to 50 years old. Even in the wild, they can live that long as they don't have any predation or harassed by dogs and stuff like that. They're pretty solitary, so you can see that there is a wall between our male and our female. Males and females only want to see each other when it is breeding season. Other than that, they don't want anything to do with each other. So
Really?
they will chase each other off. They will have fights. They're extremely territorial animals. So we keep them separated until they start showing signs of wanting to breed. These two haven't actually successfully bred at all. They're fairly new to each other. It takes a little while for them to warm up to each other. So we do have a couple places where they can see each other through the fence or through the wall, so that they can get familiar with each other before we just try to put them in. Like I said, they're a large bird. She's bigger than him. So we don't want to have anything go wrong. We want to have a nice, safe introduction when we do put them together.
Exactly. It sounds like a lot of couples I know. Where are they from, Jessica?
They're found, the southern cassowary is found in the northern parts of Australia, and then the southern parts of Papua New Guinea. And then there's two other species of cassowaries that are solely found in New Guinea. There's the northern cassowary and then the dwarf cassowary. So those are the three types of cassowaries.
Wow. Somebody's asking if it's a dodo bird.
It's not a dodo bird. Dodo birds are a little bit shorter. I wish we had dodo birds because that means they wouldn't be extinct. But yeah, no, I'm not even sure where dodo birds lived, actually, now that I
That's a
think
good
about
question too, right? So what does the
Yeah.
diet consist of?
So these birds are strictly frugivores, which means they eat fruit, a lot of fruit. They actually are the main seed spreaders for the rainforest. So they'll eat the fruits and then they don't digest very much of it. And then they just spread the seeds as they go to the bathroom through the forest. So they like a lot of fruits. Apples here loves grapes, watermelon. They get cantaloupe, papaya, apples, some sweet potato. We do have some grain that we include, but that's to make sure they have all the vitamins and nutrients that they need. And also, since Apples is laying those eggs, we make sure to add crushed oyster shell to give her enough calcium in order to be able to lay those eggs and give them a nice, healthy shell on the outside of them.
What are their names again? Did you say the female's name?
The female's name is Apples, and then the male is Wilmer.
Okay, so somebody, Candace and Freddie, were asking if that was Wilbur the Cassowary.
Yeah, it's Wilmer. Yep. He's been here for a while. Like I said, they can live to be 40 to 50 years old. So we've had them for quite a while. Well, we've had Wilmer for quite a while. Apples is a new addition, but she's already in her 20s.
And you're standing where folks can walk up and experience the cassowaries, right?
Yep. Yep. So I'll turn. You can see the pathway that I'm on.
Oh, got
They're
you.
right
Okay.
across. They're right across from the tigers and lions. So if you're ever coming up here, a lot of people get distracted by the tigers and lions. Not that I blame them, and then they miss out on the cassowaries, and they're kind of a cool bird to check out.
Lions and tigers and cassowaries. Oh my.
Yep. It's not geographically laid out. It's okay.
Well, Jessica, tell us a little bit about what's going on at the San Antonio Zoo this weekend. I know you guys are open and taking great precautions in our COVID pandemic. How can
Yep.
people experience our awesome San Antonio Zoo tomorrow or Sunday?
So on tomorrow we have the walk-in, so you can come and enjoy the zoo. Kind of like you'll see might see some guests down the pathway behind me. So you can come in, walk around like normal. We ask that you make sure to bring masks so you can do a lot of our extra experiences like feeding the giraffes or going and see the kangaroos. If you did see those talks, we did talk about them on this program too. And then on Sunday, I believe it is drive-through zoo. So if you don't want to come out and walk around, it's too hot, or you want to take some extra precautions, you can drive your car through the zoo and stay all enclosed in your own vehicle and enjoy it that way. Either way, we hope that you come out and support us. And I don't know, the schedule is still changing as far as the days to walk in and the days to drive in. So definitely follow us on Facebook or check out our website and get all the up-to-date information there, because it's constantly changing as the world keeps changing how we're dealing with this pandemic.
Good point. Yeah, I have to commend you guys for doing such a phenomenal job on the IT side and keeping the sazoo.org website current and getting everything out there to folks who want to support our incredible San Antonio Zoo. Matthew wants to know who named Apples and Wilbur.
So Apples came to us with that name from the National Zoo. So she used to be at the Smithsonian National Zoo. And then Wilmer, I believe he was named here, but probably by a keeper that isn't at the zoo anymore or has moved up in the ranks. She was already named before I got here, so I'm not really sure who exactly named him. But a lot of times some of these animals get named by the keepers, and then other times the animals will get named by different donors. So,
that's
and I
right,
do
too,
want to
yeah.
mention, yeah, I do want to mention that one really cool thing about cassowaries, though, is that if they do breed, the female will lay like 3 to 5 eggs and then leave them for the male to take care of, and he raises the babies on his own, and she goes off to wherever she wants to, sometimes to another male in some cases.
What?
And yeah, it's all on the boys to take care of everything. So the males are the ones
Wow.
that raise the babies. Yeah. Pretty
That's
nice system.
wild. Now, how many animals do that? Is it that I think I remember don't penguins do that?
Penguins will share their responsibilities. A lot of bird species will form like monogamous pairs, and then they'll raise the baby or the young together. So a lot of those bird species will do that. The cassowary and I believe the emu and the rhea, I think, also do the female lays the eggs and the males are the ones that take care of the eggs. But they still kind of stay together in groups. Whereas the cassowaries, like I said, they're very territorial and they're very solitary. So the female, after she's done laying eggs, she wants nothing to do with the male or the young again. And the young will stay with the male for, I think they said average of like 9 to 10 months, sometimes up to 16 months with the male before he kicks them out and says, no, no, get out of my territory. You're big enough.
Wow. And then they're on their own, they're independent, they never really see their
Yep.
parents again.
Yep, correct. And they got to
Wow.
go find a territory and defend it.
Cassowary emancipation, huh?
Yep, exactly. Oh, here she comes.
That
You
is
gonna come up to
wild.
the front?
Addison and Gavin say hi from Converse. Hi, guys. So glad you're watching. Oh, come on over, Apples. It's with an S or is it Apple?
It's with an S.
It is with an S. So look at that beautiful blue color. You can really see it now. That is gorgeous.
Yeah. Yeah, and they also have, like I said, they're very like very territorial. And one of the things they use to defend that territory is they have on both feet on their inner digit, they have about a 5 to 6 inch long claw. So kind of like a velociraptor, except for it's not curved, it's straight. And they can jump about 6 to 7 feet up in the air, and they'll kick out with those really powerful legs. So they're
Oh,
a
wow.
formidable animal. Yeah, we
Well,
never
yeah,
go in
because
with them.
Matthew was asking if they fly, but boy, with that kind of vertical, they almost do. But they don't fly,
Yeah,
thank goodness, because that would be kind of scary, right?
yeah, it would be scary.
But that kind of leaping ability, that's almost in flight already. That's incredible.
Yeah, yeah, they can run about 30 miles per hour.
Wow.
So,
How are they with people? Now, like I said, I see she's holding back from coming all the way up to you.
yeah, that's kind of odd for her. Usually she runs right up here and vocalizes at me. So she's being a little camera shy, I guess. With people, I mean, they recognize us keepers and they will interact with us and they definitely come towards us because, when we shift them into the house that's in the back, we'll clean their yard and put down their food and they know that that's the routine. But other than that, we would never enter the same space as them because, like I said, they're very territorial, and we are also tall things on two legs, so we could be a threat.
Yeah.
So they will definitely chase whatever threat they feel is in their territory out, and I don't want to be that because I can't run 30 miles per hour.
Oh, wow. That is good stuff. Well, Jessica, thank you so much for this time today and for our incredible Friday field trips. I cannot thank our incredible San Antonio Zoo enough for making our Fridays so fun during Cloudy with a Chance of Learning. We really appreciate
Yeah.
your work out there.
Well, thank you. I enjoy doing it. Like I said last time, I love talking about my animals. So anytime we can do that, it's really great.
Well, you are so knowledgeable, so it's great to kind of, get into the classroom with you and learn about these great species of animals out there. And of course, learn more about how to support our San Antonio Zoo because it's very important. It's a nonprofit here in San Antonio, so every dollar counts. And of course, it goes to the
Yes.
well care and the welfare of these animals.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, we really appreciate the community support that we've had so far. Every little thing does count. So thank you so much. And we hope you guys come out, visit us, either driving through or walking through the zoo.
Absolutely. All right, hold on, wait. One more question. How do all these animals acclimate to South Texas weather? Lucky's asking about how they acclimate to this heat and humidity.
Well, these animals, like I said earlier, they're from the Australian rainforest. So it's actually probably not humid enough for them. Like they love humidity, and the heat they're fairly fine with it. We do provide them with different ways to cool down if they were getting overheated. So we have a mister system in there to kind of create a nice wet area. There are also pools. Let me see if we can see um, in the background over behind the plant, we have a nice little kiddie pool in there
I can
for
see that,
Wilmer to
yeah.
hang out in. Yeah. And then we have one, we got to get one in for apples, but she doesn't use hers as much. She does have a mister
Oh,
system
she's
though.
coming to say hi.
And that does, oh yeah, there she is. But we not create nice wet area, which also increases the humidity there. So they like to hang out in that area and stuff. But yeah, the humidity doesn't bother them at all here. The rainforest in Australia is extremely humid.
It's
So
probably a break from
they're
what
pretty
they,
set with everything.
would otherwise experience,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Boy, she
yeah. This
is
is probably
beautiful.
arid
Look at
too.
that. That color is amazing. Now, is that the
Can I
coloring
go
that she
behind them?
has? Is that unique?
No, so that's pretty common for the southern cassowaries.
Okay.
So they have that blue skin and then the red wattles. I don't know if you can. Oh, now she's moving away, but they have two lobes on their wattle, and that's why they're the double wattled cassowary, also known as the southern cassowary. And then the northern cassowary is known as the single wattle cassowary.
Very cool. All
Apparently, I was
right.
not
Well,
entertaining enough to keep her to the front.
I know, right? Yeah, we just couldn't do it for her, I guess, today. Thank you so much, Jessica Adams, Senior Animal Care Specialist, our San Antonio Zoo. Have a wonderful weekend. We really appreciate your time.
Yep. Thank you, guys.
Take care. I want to cover a little bit of weather on our Friday, cloudy with a chance of learning. We've got some weather going on. We've got a front, believe it or not, that is trying to move a little bit closer and is already generating some pretty good showers and even a few thunderstorms up to our north. Look up I-35 just north of Austin. You can see a good line developing of some pretty heavy rain. Nothing severe, but we are going to have to keep an eye on these storms. Let me show you the setup. Here's the frontal boundary. Now just dropping off to the hill country, stretching east, and you can see some of those thunderstorms lining up in northern Louisiana. Well, we could see some of that same development. We've been warm, we've been awfully humid, and we definitely have some conditions in place to develop some strong storms. So future radar, and I'll show you the picture that we expect to see as our afternoon wears on. Showers and thunderstorms developing along the front. This is into Saturday morning. Doesn't look like it wants to bring too much in outside of just some scattered light rain this evening. But then there's a good line of storms at 6 a.m. Saturday. So this model, which is the North American model, I was looking at a couple of different ones. This one lined up pretty good with what's going on currently. Notice, see, that's the current picture, and it's got the showers dropping into Austin. So this is the best one to trust right now as far as which one is what we call initializing best. And again, scattered showers across the hill country and then into tomorrow morning is the best chance. Look at that, of some pretty heavy rain across San Antonio. Then another good little resurgence from Pearsall through Pleasanton and out to Cuero for 9 a.m. as the showers kind of thin out and come to an end in San Antonio by midday tomorrow. Another little surge there, and you can see some scattered showers tomorrow evening. So I think we're going to keep it at about a 40% chance Saturday, 40% chance tonight. But here's the thing. These isolated thunderstorms do have a slight risk. In fact, it's actually less than slight, a 1 out of 5. If you look at the scale in the upper right, marginal risk tonight and tomorrow morning that some of these storms produce hail or damaging winds. Again, it's not a very good chance, but it's not zero either. So an isolated storm could turn severe in the environment that we've got in South Texas. So we're going to be watching for that as we get into tonight and tomorrow morning. Anything will help, of course. We're not looking at a whole lot of rainfall. I'll show you what the European model is suggesting on accumulation. And notice that, boy, it's not much at all. A quarter of an inch, maybe. It's barely that for San Antonio. Bernie right on it. So it's not looking like it's going to be a whole lot of rain. This will be a quick passage of an outflow boundary with this front. We might cool down a few degrees for tomorrow. A lot of that's going to be rain cooled and cloud cooled. But when I say cool down, maybe 96, 97 instead of today's 99 or 100. We are expecting to hit a high of about 99 or 100. And speaking of which, for our July temperatures, check this out. This is pretty cool. We could hit a July record as far as the hottest average daytime temperature, or I should say average 24-hour temperature during the month of July. So when you take temperatures as far as highs and lows and average it out for a 24-hour period, we've been running pretty warm. The scale you see, the number one, the hottest July on record was an average daytime temp of 88.7 in 2009. Right now, as of today, we're running at 88.6. So depending upon the high today, we had a low of 79. Depending on that high today, could see where that number fluctuates. If we hit 100 or 101, I definitely think we get the record. You know, we could get another 1/10 of a degree. We've got number 2 locked in, okay, as far as the second hottest July ever recorded. But we could hit number 1. We were tied until last weekend. Last weekend, Saturday's high 93. That really knocked us down. And that's why we're sitting right now at the second hottest July on record. All right, want to leave you with the 7-day forecast in this window and show you what we've got heading into the weekend. Again, tonight and tomorrow, the best chance of seeing some much-needed rain before we drop rain chances Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and the heat returns pretty quick. Like I said, we could get a little bit of a rain-cooled 96 out of Saturday, but that's going to be it. Not looking at a big wind shift. As far as winds are concerned, this front's going to wash out. So winds will probably be calm to non-existent, a little variable, but definitely light. We're not going to get a good northeast breeze. This is not a strong front. It's the last day of July. We shouldn't be getting strong fronts this time of year. Well, this is also the last Cloudy with a Chance of Learning. We're going to take a little hiatus. You know, we started this in mid-March, and I'll never forget. I've got to thank my family first and foremost. I was sitting in our kitchen and said, you know, I've got to do something. It was mid-March, and we were going into distance learning for school, and I've always loved Tuesday with Taylor. You know, I was doing every Tuesday morning at our elementary schools across the city. Well, this was happening, and I said, should I try to expand on it? And it was my wife that said, you know, try to do something that could, you know, take some pressure off this at-home learning, take a little pressure off the parents, the teachers, do a little meteorology. And so we started talking. I said, what if, you know, we could do this almost every day. And then it was my daughter, Carissa, who said, call it Cloudy with a Chance of Learning. Like cloudy with a chance of meatballs, and you know, you got a little weather related in there. It's beautiful. So Carissa got the name right. We got this up and going, and thanks to the great Andrew Wilson, meteorologist Andrew Wilson to my left, and this incredible VMix center that we have. We do this live on not only Facebook, but YouTube, our KENS 5 app. And of course, you can go back on YouTube and see past episodes. So it's a wonderful learning opportunity that we've had in place during distance learning. And then our good friends at John Wayne Service Company said, we love what you're doing. We want to put our name on it. So they've been our sponsor now for our summer session, which included these great field trips to the San Antonio Zoo, the Whitty Museum. It's been a wonderful experience. I don't think it's going away for good. I think it's going to be a short hiatus. I'd be excited to bring this back and future KENS 5 opportunities. So on behalf of the great Andrew Wilson, I'm Bill Taylor. This has been Cloudy with a Chance of Learning. Love you. God bless. Have a wonderful Friday. And we'll see you first at 4.